Hey guys, quick disclaimer. The Nosy Hens podcast talks about content that is not suitable for children and might bring you some discomfort too. This includes violence and abuse of all kinds, strong language, and graphic descriptions. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, guys, back to the chicken coop. Welcome back, guys, to the Nosy Hens podcast.
Yes.
This is your favorite Nosy Hen, A-Rain.
And I'm your other favorite Nosy Hen, Chad.
Yes.
You know what?
Welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back. We had an awesome start to the podcast last week.
Yes, I'm excited.
Me too. We had downloads from Canada, Germany, Slovakia. Thank you guys for looking us up and even giving us a chance.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And definitely thank you to our peeps here in the US for downloading. We really hope that you are here for us.
Yes.
Here with us
Yes.
for the long haul.
Yes. Thank you to all of our followers, people that followed.
Yeah.
People that are subscribing.
Yes.
Thank you.
This is really exciting.
This really is, because we have worked really, really hard.
Yes.
To do all of these stories, to research them, and to bring them to you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's fun. It's just been an honor. So
It has been. So, hey guys, guess what? Yeah, my allergies with a little pinch of cold, but I got me a medicine ball.
Okay.
And it's gonna wash away.
That's just that's to soothe it.
Yeah. It's gonna open things up so I can stop sounding like Grandpappy. Yeah. Yeah.
You don't sound like Grandpappy. You just sound like Grandpap.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take the pap part. Okay. All right. Well, guess what, y'all?
What?
We have another crazy story.
Okay.
Another crazy case. Get your fist ready to air punch.
Oh, Lord.
Like a Power Ranger.
What is happening? What are we talking about?
Girl, we are talking about a young lady who lost her life a long time ago.
What you mean, like decades ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, decades ago. Her name is Sylvia Likens.
Sylvia Likens. Okay.
Sylvia Likens. Now, you may have heard of her before or heard of her story before, because there have been books and movies made about this story.
What movie?
An American Crime.
Okay.
Starring Elliot Page.
Okay. I think I've heard that.
Yes. So, movie is very disturbing. One of my other BFFs suggested that I watch this movie a long time ago. Yeah. And I was like, girl, now I can't sleep. Now I can't take a shower without the shower curtain being open.
It's scary?
It's not scary. It's more so disturbing.
Oh.
It's disturbing because it's sad, I guess, and creepy as to what human beings are capable of doing to each other. Now, I know we're going to do a lot of other stories that talk about the cruelty of just people.
Right.
Just messed up minds. People just do some crazy things out here. They really do. Yeah. They really do. So we gonna go ahead and get into this.
I'm getting mad already.
Girl, punch. Just air punch. Strong fist. Punch.
Oh my gosh.
You ready? Punch.
Hey.
You ready, couch, for the punch?
The couch.
The couch got some good spring to it, so I could air punch. And you got to pull it all the way back from the back of your head.
Lord have mercy. Okay, that's good to know.
Pull that punch all the way back from the back of your head, and then to give you some good force.
Okay.
Going forward in that fist and them knuckles.
Right.
Them knuckles of fury. Because that's what I got.
Knuckles of Fury. That sounds like a movie.
Yes, Knuckles of Fury. And I got
like
two.
A Bruce Lee movie.
I got 2 sets. 2 sets of these knuckles ready. Air punch!
Jesus, take the wheel. Take the wheel. Just take it.
All right, guys. All right. So, this is the case of Miss Sylvia Liken. So, Sylvia Marie Likens was born January 3rd, 1949, to Lester and Elizabeth Liken. So, a couple articles I read said that Elizabeth went by Betsy. They said she went by Betty. We're going to go with Betty.
Okay.
All right. So, she was the middle child of 2 sets of fraternal twins.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right.
So twins, Sylvia twins.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Let me have a set of twins and think I'm about to have another one. No, sir. No, sir. And then you turn around and have another set of twins? Just take everything. You can take it. You can have it, doctor. Go ahead and submit that to the for Tribune. Go ahead, because I don't want to. So her older 2 siblings, twins, were Diana and Danny. Mm-hmm. And the younger 2 siblings were Jenny and Benny.
Okay.
So Sylvia went by the nickname Cookie, and she had been described as pretty, but she had like a missing front tooth. So I could see like that quirky, cute girl, and it's like, you ain't got no tooth. So for the family to support themselves, for their father to support them, he was a carnival worker. So he sold soda and candy at carnivals. His wife joined him sometimes. So Betty joined him sometimes. Other times he took the boys. He never took the girls because carnivals aren't places for little girls back in that day, I guess.
What?
Sexism.
Okay.
Sexism and patriarchy.
Look at that.
Is it patriarchy? Yes.
Yeah.
Patriarchy.
I've been like, you taking me.
Yeah. I'm taking you. So, because he was a carnival worker, he was always on the road working because, I mean, he had to support his family. So, we're going to go all the way to the summer of 1965, where life really changed for the Likens family.
Okay.
So, summer of 1965, the family was like really struggling to make money. So Lester and Betty, they joined a traveling carnival. Of course, because it was traveling, they did not want to take the children because that means they had to take them out of school and all those other things. They didn't want to do that. So they, went on to work without the kids. So on July 3rd, while Lester was away at a carnival job, Betty ended up going to the county jail for shoplifting.
Oh, Betty.
I know, right? But she has to do what she has to do with them kids, okay?
Yeah. So was she shoplifting food?
Well, it didn't say what she was shoplifting. It just said she just went to jail for shoplifting.
We gonna say she was shoplifting food for the kids. So, yeah, we understand that.
You got to do what you got to do to take care of your kids. Not saying that we condone you. Don't go stealing.
Right.
Don't go stealing. But if you have to,
make sure you're stealing for the kids.
Yes. Yes, that's all we ask. Just do it for the kids. Martin love the kids. So, but once she was released from jail, she was going to catch up with her husband at the carnival. Okay. So while Lester was gone, like I said, he usually would take the boys with him, but because this was a traveling gig, he didn't want to take them with him. So the living arrangements went as such for the children. The 2 brothers, at this time, they were 15 and 18.
Okay.
Denny was 15. No, Benny, that's his name. Benny was 15.
Yeah.
And Danny was 18. But the 2 brothers went to go live with the grandparents. Yes. Don't know why the grandparents were like, not them little girls. I'm just going to assume because they were poor. that the grandparents are probably like, we can't support all 3 of these children, or 4.
So the boys,
3,
okay,
4.
I'm not gonna even say what I was about to say.
So the boys went to go live with the grandparents. Diana, the older sister, she was married and lived with her husband. Don't know why she wasn't like, yeah, the girls could come stay with me. I'm only assuming that it was because she was married and she probably didn't want to take on that responsibility of taking care of her siblings because she was only 18.
Or the husband didn't. He was like, I don't want no. We don't want no kids over here.
Okay, don't don't trust them, no children over yonder. Yeah, I did change the word. Remix. So because they couldn't go over their grandparents' house and they couldn't go to their sister's house, they needed a place to go.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And how old were they?
So they were 15 and 16.
Okay.
Jenny was 15. Sylvia was 16.
I feel like they could have probably took care of themselves.
They could have.
Okay.
I think they could have, because I feel like back in that time,
you had to grow up fast.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like at 10 I was not taking care of myself, but I feel like at 10 I was doing more responsible chores and tasks and stuff while my mom was away at work. So here is where we gonna introduce that kitty little face woman.
Oh Lord.
The Wicked Witch of Indiana.
Oh
the
Lord.
Wicked, ooh I just want to punch our air punch.
That's gonna be one of the t-shirts.
Yes, air punch. So this is where we gonna introduce Miss, and I don't even want to say Miss.
Yeah.
Let me chew on my lips while I say Miss Gertrude.
She got the right name.
Yes, yeah. Gertrude Banazuski.
Sorry if your name is Gertrude out there.
Sorry, Grandma Gertie. So, Miss Gertrude Banazuski. Now, let me tell you something. In my research, there are about 50 million ways on how this lady knew this family, okay? Okay, so just so many stories. Not really sure which one is accurate, but I'm gonna tell you. So, one was that she was a friend of the family. And Lester, which is Sylvia and Jenny's father, asked her to watch the girls, or if she could keep the girls while he went to work. That's one of the ways that they said that she knew them. The other story was that Betty met her at the school that the kids went to, because her kids supposedly and Sylvia and Jenny went to the same school.
Okay.
And then Betty asked if the girls can stay with her, and they would pay her $20 a week. Okay. So that was another story. The next story, which I'm gonna assume is probably more true. Sylvia and Jenny knew 2 of Gertrude's daughters, Paula and Stephanie, because they went to the same school. And then when Paula heard about Sylvia's mom being in jail, she invited Sylvia and Jenny to come and live with them at the house.
Okay.
So I'm going to probably go with that. In between, the mom probably met her as well, because all in all, it was agreed that she would let those girls live with her, and the parents would pay her $20 a week. Okay. So Gertrude at the time, she is a poor single mom.
Okay.
So that $20 extra a week would have helped her.
Right.
She charged the people in her neighborhood. So some of her neighbors, she charged them to iron their laundry for them for the week.
Okay. So she was a hustler.
She was a hustler. Okay. She was hustling out here.
She was hustling.
Okay. She was hustling for them kids.
Let's not give her no credit for that.
Oh.
Because ain't she the bad guy here?
You air punch witch. So she was a small framed woman at the time when all of this happened. She was 37 years old and she already had 7 kids of her own. She volunteered herself for Tribune as well and had 7 children.
Oh, heck no.
Young.
At 37?
37.
Baby, I'm about to be 37. Oh, no.
Let me.
Oh, no.
I'm saying. Because I don't,
Oh, no.
No. And then turn around and was like, yeah, even though I'm poor and struggling with these 7, yes, these 2 extra can come and stay.
Ain't no way. Nah, ain't no way.
Yeah, sometimes the dollar makes you
Almighty
bad
dollar.
decisions. Because I'm sorry, I got a big heart, but I for real would be like, you know what?
So
you could probably say for a weekend, but
$20 a week, that would probably come out to like what?
That's $80 a month.
But like in today's terms.
Oh,
in today's terms, that would be like
in the 1960s,
maybe $100.
Maybe
$100 a week, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe $50
we would have to
a week.
Use like an inflation calculator.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's still not enough for me to take in 2 kids.
No. And I already am struggling with the 7 that I have.
Right.
Child, please. So
maybe she was trying to get a baseball team because don't they have 9?
Do they?
Don't they have 9?
I don't know nothing about no sports.
She's trying to get a baseball team so she could start. She could, make money.
Make some
them.
money. Hey, you gonna do the 1 base 1. You gonna do the 1 base 2. Mm-hmm. You gonna do the one that's out there in the dirt. And you gonna catch.
You definitely don't. I thought I didn't know about sports.
I have absolutely no idea. All of those days in PE class when they were like, we're gonna do softball and kickball. I was like, I'm just here to get the grade. Leave me alone after this, please.
Right.
I am, no sports for me at all. Her children,
yes.
The ages ranged from 17 to 1. I ain't doing that. That's too, girl, you grown. And I start all the way over.
17
I got another 17 years.
Woo.
So here are the names of these ragamuffins that she called her own children. Yes, I said ragamuffins.
They must have something to do with this.
Yes, these sucker MCs.
See, listen, like we don't play with people until they play with us.
Oh, so hard. Okay, so Paula, the one that allegedly went to school with Jenny and Sylvia. Paula was 17. Stephanie, the other girl that supposedly allegedly went to school with Sylvia and Jenny, Stephanie is 15. Then there's John, who is 12. Marie, who is 11. Shirley, who is 10. James, who is 8. And then Dennis Lee Wright Jr., who is 1.
Wow.
Girl, she was just like walking down the stairs. Where's she for them kids? This step down the stairs with these children. So she had been divorced multiple times, and she endured physical abuse from the hands of her ex-husbands. Her youngest child's father, Dennis Lee Wright, wanted nothing to do with her or that kid. Yeah. So because of all of this, all of her trauma, this caused her to fall into a crippling depression, and she started abusing prescription drugs. Yes, because crazy. So back to Sylvia and Jenny.
Okay.
So in July of 1965, after it was arranged from either mom or dad, and they went off to work, it was arranged that 16-year-old Sylvia and 15-year-old Jenny would move into the Baniszewski home. And for the first 2 weeks of them being there, it was all well.
It was all good.
It was all well. That lady got her little $40.
It was all
well. June Cleaver. And then she started using the cleaver. So...
Oh, no.
Morbid. Sorry, that was a morbid joke. Sorry. So sorry. So Jenny, she had polio, so she wore a brace on her leg, and then it caused her to have like a limp. Mm-hmm. So Sylvia, because while they were living there, they had to do chores and they had some kind of housing responsibility. So Sylvia offered to help around the house, and she was doing her chores and Jenny's chores to just kind of help her out since, you know, she had the polio thing going.
Right.
So this is where things take a turn on week 3.
Week 3, okay.
We're going to say week 3. So Lester was late on paying that $20.
Oh, Lord.
And that Gerd face got pissed. Okay? She said, you ain't going to give me my $20. You ain't giving me my monies.
Oh, Lord.
Get ready to air punch. Ooh. Ew. Ew. She decided she was going to take her frustrations out on Sylvia and Jenny. And she told them, I took care of you bitches for 2 weeks for nothing.
Oh, Lord.
Excuse me, ma'am? Excuse me?
What you mean for nothing? She got $20 the first week, $20 the second week. So what you mean?
For nothing?
Right.
Let me tell you something, Sister Gerd face.
Yeah.
Okay?
I like that name.
Yeah. So hard. You got your $40.
Right.
All you had to do was send a telegram, a Southwest tap operational phone call. I don't know. Is that what they did back in? I don't know. I don't know how they a bird mail
something
and say, hey, you're late. I noticed you're late. That's all you had to say, girl. That's all you had to say, girl. So she was upset. And she decides, you know what? I'm going to beat these girls because they monies ain't here for me to take care of them.
They wasn't the ones paying you.
Okay? So punch their mama and their daddy in the face. How about that, nigga? Wow. So, yeah. So with Sylvia being the older sister and knowing that her sister is, you know, and she just didn't want Jenny to get beat up.
Understandably.
She took the brunt of the abuse. So Gorgonzola pulled her by her arm, dragged her
Gorgonzola. I'm so late.
Dragged her by her arm to a room, closed the door, and beat her. And Jenny was just outside the room. All she could do was just listen to her sister screaming.
That's sad, bro.
But guess what? She did all of that for nothing because the money came the next day, you stupid wrinkled face.
Wow, bro.
Ooh.
Wow. So you just gonna beat the kids because you thought you weren't getting your money.
When all you had to do
was wait
20 minutes. Girl.
She was looking for a reason. That wasn't a reason. That wasn't a reason. She was already ready. She was already ready to take out her frustrations of her miserable existence on 2 innocent people.
Yeah, because it was believed that Gertrude and her oldest daughter Paula were both jealous of Jenny and Sylvia, but more so Sylvia.
Why?
So I guess because she was prettier than them, maybe. I don't know. Because it said that Paula was already overweight and she was pregnant at the time. Now, let me tell you something. I'm a BBW. And I love my curves. Okay? I have a mommy pouch because I pushed out.
What's my pouch?
Girl, you ain't got no pouch. Girl, you don't have no mommy pouch. Y'all, tell Jazz to shut up. But I'm a BBW. Okay? We are beautiful.
Yes.
Big women.
Uh-huh.
I ain't gonna be jealous of nobody. But I guess back in that time as well, body standard was...
Yeah, back in the day, like, you had to be snatched, super snatched, and, you know, that was just the beauty standard. Thin was in.
Yeah. Ooh, I couldn't imagine. I'd be walking around looking like a lollipop, just being skinny with a big old head. No, ma'am, that ain't my ministry. That ain't for me. So after that beating that she gave Sylvia, that just opened up more, you know, reasons for her to do something. And then the garbage bag started inviting her own children to join in.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
What you
Yeah.
mean invited?
Yeah. So if she was hitting and beating on Sylvia and Jenny, she would have her kids, go. And then turn around and whatever neighborhood kids was like coming over to the house to hang out with her kids. Because remember, she had a lot of them Negroes. Well, not Negroes. She had a lot of them
mother
fudges living up in her house because they was her kids, of course. You know, you can't just have your kid living out on the street because that's called neglect. So her kids' friends would come over and she would be like, yeah, y'all could join in hitting on them too.
Pause. So they just said, okay.
Yeah, they did.
See, and this is where now you really got me. Nobody can invite me to hit somebody and I'd be like, yeah, that sounds like a great extracurricular activity. Let's go beat somebody up.
Right.
What?
Right. Hey, you want to go over to the Banaszewski house today and beat up on that girl?
Shoot, yeah, let's go. Like, seriously.
Oh, Lord.
What is wrong with people? For real. What is wrong?
People.
Wow.
Because these were kids.
I did not have any desire to beat people up for no reason.
Right.
When I was a kid.
Right. Me either.
So that's bull.
People, yeah.
That's
but you know, kids do what they're taught.
Yeah.
They do. If they see it done at home, they're comfortable with it because it's normal to them.
Right.
So if it's done at home and it's normal, you go to somebody else's house and they're like, yeah, join in, and it's already normalized. You go.
I'm done, bro. Let's go beat her up. Okay, wow.
Yeah. So with all of this abuse starting to escalate, one incident is when Sylvia and Paula, so they started like butting heads. One, like I said, Paula was already kind of jealous of Sylvia, but they started butting heads with each other. And Paula took it upon herself, and I'm pretty sure her mom's permission, she hit Sylvia so hard in the face that she broke her own wrist. And once she got her wrist casted and it hardened, she took more of her frustration out on Sylvia and she started using her cast as a weapon on Sylvia. So she was just like lighting it into her.
So is there any documentation that says that Sylvia fought back? No. Or did she just let them hit her?
No documentation saying that she tried to fight back at all.
Not me.
It was just, I guess, out of fear.
Y'all gonna have to kill me.
Yeah.
You gonna have to kill me. If I'm in your house and you beating up on me for no reason, either I'm gonna get out or
I'm fighting.
All right, I'm gonna take somebody out.
Okay, look, people go to sleep. And when they go to sleep,
okay, it's just not.
I have at it.
Oh man,
I have at it because also Jenny was still getting abused too, but she was not getting what Sylvia was getting.
Yeah, because I guess they had a conscience and said, "We can't do the girl that has a disability, but we can do the innocent girl that doesn't have a disability."
Girl, conscience.
Yeah.
Girl, these is walking demons. Okay.
On a real.
Girl, walking demons. So Gertrude started escalating. Like when I tell you, it was just like the next level and the next level and the next level, and then it just kept going on in levels. It kept escalating. So Gertrude began starving Sylvia.
What?
Yeah, she began starving her, and then she would force feed her. When she would feed her, she would force feed her until she vomited, and then when she vomited, she would force Sylvia to eat her waste.
Oh Lord, I'm done.
Yeah.
I was done a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, I was done at the beginning at the tippy top. I was air punch. So then another level it moved to, she started abusing Sylvia and Jenny in broad daylight. So at first it was just like, I'm just gonna do it when they in the home and when can't nobody see. Now she's doing it when they're out in public and she's like hitting them, or just like,
in
when
public,
they're in pub, like when they're outside. She was using a heavy paddle to beat them. She would use a belt from one of her ex-husbands who used to be a cop. She would use the belt on them. And then here's the thing. When she would get too tired to beat them, she would have Paula step in and continue beating them.
Wow.
And it was just never ending. And so when the other, like I said before, when the other neighborhood kids would come over and they would see what would happen, the garden gnome would be like, yeah, go ahead, you can do it too.
The garden gnome.
She would be like, yeah, you can do it too. Wow. It's fun. And they were like, yeah, we'll do it because this is fun. Like at some point it was almost like they didn't even see Sylvia or Jenny as human. Wow. Like it almost,
they was the ones that wasn't human.
Right. It almost seemed as though they saw these young ladies as punching bags or dolls that you could do whatever to and you wouldn't get any kind of punishment.
Where in the blank were the parents? Were they not checking in?
Okay, so we coming up to that. We coming up to that.
This is killing me.
You're killing me, Smalls. We coming up to that. Okay. Because, yeah. Okay, hold on. We get to it. All right. So 15-year-old Stephanie's boyfriend, Coy Hubbard, he would come over with his friends on the weekends and in the evenings. And they would, beat and torment Sylvia while they were there. And then they would use her like as a practice dummy for their martial arts.
You lying to me.
No. Of course, the Gerd would encourage them to do it because she just kept, hey, go ahead if you want to give her a hit. She just kept encouraging these people to do that. So and then she started like making Jenny join in on the beatings, and then would threaten Jenny and be like, hey, if you don't join in.
Oh no. So yeah. Jenny had to beat her sister.
Yeah. And then would tell Jenny like, well, if you don't join in, you can take her place. And Jenny just out of survival was like, well, I don't want to do it. So she might like hit her and then like run away because she didn't want to do nothing to her sister. So she enjoyed like.
This is demonic.
It really is. So Gag Bag, she just seemed to really enjoy watching people torture Sylvia. So she went on to the next level. So in the living room of her home, Grain of Salt had Sylvia stripped naked.
Oh, here we go.
Yes. And had her, trigger warning, masturbate with a Coke bottle in front of Coy and his friends.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, she started doing things like that. And then
she is not human.
No, she was not. No, not at all. Not at all.
This was a damn, oops. I'm sorry, but this was a damn dog.
Yeah.
No.
And she looked like death.
That's an insult to dogs. She was just some kind of animal that.
Okay, and she looked like death. If you see a picture, if you look up a picture of Gertrude Benazuski, she looks like walking.
Well, I mean, seriously,
paper mache or something.
If you are a certain way on the inside for so long, you will manifest that on the outside.
Yeah. So thinking about it now, all of her frustrations from probably her own abuse and being feeling like she's stuck with her 7 children and struggling and she's alone, she probably took all of that frustration out on these 2 girls, and that was to her and it was fine. She felt, because I'm pretty sure if somebody did that to one of her kids, she'd be, oh no, my Stephanie,
right?
She'd probably be all on the floor, the first one wiggling and writhing like a snake.
Right.
Girl, shut up with your old wrinkled tail face looking like death. Air punch. So because things had gotten so bad and Sylvia just started looking, and I'm pretty sure smelling really bad, Gertrude did not allow her to go back to school. So mind you, They moved in July. So school usually starts back in like what, September?
Yeah.
So they've been there for 2 months.
And then she takes her out.
And she takes her out. She didn't even let her go back to school once school started.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So she didn't even let her go back to school.
And the school didn't be like,
girl, we get into it. Girl, we get into it. Because these sucker MCs, it was like that nobody do people use common sense ever?
It don't seem like it. It don't freaking seem like it. It just.
Because I thought that common sense used to be, like free.
Common sense has never been common, though.
So true.
Never. It's never been common. Like, people, it's just like common sense is like a legendary skill that you acquire or something. It's just ridiculous.
Legend has it that she had common sense.
Right. Seriously.
Because they didn't use any of it. Or moral. So she took Sylvia out of school because just things started getting really bad. Sylvia was getting her fingers burned. They were stomping on her genitals.
What?
They were, Gertrude was blaming her and accusing her of having sex with boys.
Yeah, like she's gonna do that in her state.
Okay.
Come on.
Like she would ever leave the dang on house. But she, was making all these accusations. She was telling lies on her, telling the neighborhood kids like she said something bad about you and your family. You should go over there and beat her up. Because that was a way for her to encourage the kids to come over and do more damage to her.
Okay,
so
Gertrude was...
She was horrible. So you asked about the parents?
Yeah,
they knew nothing about it. They're at work.
Okay, but why weren't they sitting up there checking up on their kids?
I think the father came and checked. One of the reports said that he came and checked one time. And Gertrude was like, oh, they're not here. I'll let them know that you came. And he was like, oh, okay.
Man, you idiot. Let me tell you something.
Do you not know how I would have kicked that door down so
on
hard?
the real. Okay, because let me tell you something. If I have to give my children to somebody to take care of for me while I'm trying to do whatever.
Yeah.
Like what? Okay, and then I'm going to be calling them every day. Like I call my niece every day now to see how she doing. I just can't imagine going weeks, okay,
or months
without hearing from my blood. And then I show up and then she ain't here. Well, guess what? Guess where I'm staying till they get back.
I'm going to sit on this porch. I'll wait on her.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the girls were in the house. She just didn't want him to see what she was doing to them.
Ooh.
I knew. Never said that the mom ever went and checked up on them. It was just the father went. Yeah. Then, so sometime in September, Sylvia and Jenny were allowed to go to the park. And when they were at the park, they met up with their sister Diana, the older sister that was married away. So while they're with her, they're like, Gertrude and her stupid children are doing this, and look, this is what's happening, and she's doing this and she's doing that, and blah 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 blah. Abuse. Abuse. And Diana's like, you girls are just telling stories.
Oh, don't tell me that Diana couldn't see, because I know good and well, they doing all that to Sylvia. There are marks. Like I said, her fingers were being burned. You couldn't look at her fingers and be like, oh, that does look like a burn. Like, why does your skin look? It bothers me so bad when other people fail other people. Just fail them. I can't imagine somebody saying, such and such is doing this to me. Yep. And I'd be like, you lying. You lying. That's what I'm saying. Like, what? That's what I'm saying. Or I would be like, okay, let me look at you. Right. If I don't believe them, then I would be like, let me look at you. And I will find the proof. And then I would take action. Yes. But first of all, I'm going to believe them. Yeah. But. Yeah.
Diana was like, girls,
Your own
y'all
sister
are imagining all of this.
She just didn't want to deal with him.
She didn't.
She shouldn't even met him at the park.
Right.
Girl, bye.
She had her own life. She had her husband. She, was doing what she was doing.
Take your selfish arse on somewhere.
Oh, not arse.
Arse.
Yes. So, because Granola Bar knew that they were meeting Diana at the park, she kind of feared, like, oh, they probably said something. They probably said something to her. So the next time that they met their sister at the park, Garbage Bag, again, sent her daughter, her 10-year-old daughter, Marie, with them.
Okay.
To report back to make sure, like, they weren't saying anything. And for sure, they did not say anything, and Diana didn't suspect anything. And so when they
I'm sorry, you worthless.
Okay.
You
because you couldn't take your sisters in to help your parents
there
out
for nothing.
You didn't want to be bothered with them, and then they're telling you that something is happening, and you're like,
why she even meet him? What she meet?
What was
for?
the point?
She don't care.
No, because you never checked on the health and wellness of them before then. So why is it that you're let's meet at the park?
Take your ass.
Ugh, so hard. So after they went back home, Marie reported back to her mom and was like, yeah, they didn't say anything, but they did eat a sandwich at the park. And so Crack Pipe said, oh, y'all ate a sandwich? Scalding hot baths what? For the both of you. So she gave both of them scalding hot baths because they ate a sandwich at the park.
Wait a minute. Where did the sandwich come from?
I'm assuming the sandwich came from Diana.
So you gonna get on them because they ate, and they didn't even eat your food, but you gonna get on them because they ate.
Exactly.
Ooh,
it's the jealousy for me. Oh.
She is.
It's the jealousy.
If she ain't no demon, she's Satan herself. And I'm just keeping it real.
Girl. So, back to the scalding hot water. So, the water was so hot that Sylvia ended up, like, passing out. She fainted from just it being so hot. And when she fainted, Gertrude started, like, banging her head against the cast iron tub to wake her up. What? So, it's at this point, it's just like you just doing something just to be doing. So, you're literally causing physical injury.
She trying to kill her.
Yes.
Just because. To kill her slowly.
Just because you just feel like doing something.
This is hurting me too bad.
So hard. So, okay. So eventually, this has been going on for months. And eventually, one of the neighbors did call the school to report the abuse that was going on. Because remember, you had asked about what the school was doing.
Yeah.
So, the neighbor called the school to report what was happening. And Dirtbag was like, she's out of control and she runs away from home and she leaves and goes to have sex with boys and does sexual favors.
And she said that to the school?
Yeah, she said that to the school when they called.
Hold on. And the school, having common sense, did not take her word for that. And they investigated, right?
Yeah, even learning institutions, the people that run them have no common sense because the school was like, oh, okay.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, we're not going to follow up with this one. So they didn't follow up. The abuse kept happening. And then none of her neighbors, even though they knew what was going on, because I'm pretty sure some of their children were joining in and coming back, Mom, we went over to the bed of Susie's house and we were kicking and screaming and spitting and scratching and beating on Sylvia. Yeah, the girl that she has in the basement.
That's not funny, but the way that you just said it, that's just...
I'm pretty sure these children are running home and saying that, and their parents were like, oh, it's not our business.
Wow, bro.
It's not our business.
I cannot.
Yeah. So over time, I mean, not even overtime. Like it started the third week that she ain't get her $20.
Right.
So her hatred started escalating to the next level. We're on level 20 now of hatred. Because she just kept on beating on Sylvia, and she kept stomping on Sylvia's groin to the point to where Sylvia just became incontinent, and that made Gertrude, back to original, made Gertrude even more angry with her. So,
ooh, you telling me that she caused an issue?
Yeah.
And the issue made her mad.
Yeah.
So she had to punish the person that she caused the issue for.
Yeah.
For causing the issue for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah.
You hear what I just...
That was, yeah.
I'm through.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, don't be through yet. Yeah. So because of this, because she was incontinent and it was making Gertie mad, she put her in the basement, and that's where Sylvia stayed all the way up until she passed away. So, October 6th, Sylvia, that was when she was moved to the basement, and she was giving little food. She was giving little water. She was...
Why?
Because why not? For Gertie. Gertie was like, oh, I don't want to see you.
No, I mean, why you giving her food now?
Oh.
After you just got through beating her for eating a sandwich. Now why are you giving her food and water?
Yeah, but it was very little. I think it was to try to keep her alive until she just, felt like she was... It's almost like a cat. You know how cats, like, torture things and they flick them with their little kitty paws and they press and torture and then eventually like, all right, I'm done with you. Die.
Cats do that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was hoping to get a cat this year.
Oh. Not with that Tweety bird upstairs. He'll be cat lunch.
No. Don't say that.
So hard. So she was given very little food. She was given very little water. She was subjected to using the bathroom on herself. And then, like, her number 2, she would just have to go to, like, a corner of the room, and she would, like, use the corners as a toilet. Then foot fungus started charging neighborhood kids 5 cents to come in and see Sylvia and to beat on her. And then at this point, Sylvia's body was just like, it was broken, it was burned, it was scarred, it was scratched up. And for some reason, these weird children wanted to come and see. They would pay because they were curious and they wanted to go see. Oh, I heard, because this sounds like it was more kids, from other parts of the neighborhood. They were like, oh yeah, let's go see because I heard. My thing is, ain't nobody, like absolutely nobody, like think to go tell no cop or nothing.
What I'm saying, where is the basic human decency?
None.
Where?
Nowhere.
I just can't believe it.
I am disgusted by all of this. So, with toenail fungus being such a small woman, she would have some of the kids like come and help her move Sylvia's body to the bathtub because she was a fan, it sounds like, of giving her and Jenny scalding hot baths. But it sounds like at this point, like Jenny, the abuse probably just stopped happening to Jenny and all of it was just going to Sylvia. Mm-hmm. So she would have these neighborhood kids come over and help her put Sylvia in the tub. She would give her scalding hot baths, and then while she's in this scalding hot water, she would rub salt into the sores on Sylvia's body.
I can't.
Yes. So on October 23rd,
you gotta put a major trigger warning at the beginning of this one,
because this is horrible. This was called the most like horrendous crime.
It has to
in
be
Indiana.
It has to be because
you're torturing someone.
Imaginable. Like I could not even think.
And you're just an everyday house mom with 7 kids, and you think to go do things like this when you have 7 kids, and if anyone did any of this to any of your 7 children, you'd be ready to kill? Like, girl, your mentals are messed up. It's more than just depression, girl, because at this point you're psychotic.
Yeah, yeah. She's at not this point, human, like we said. She's not human.
Girl. So, okay, back to... So, on October 23rd, Stupid Face decided that she was going to take a needle, she was going to heat it up, and then she was going to carve, "I'm a prostitute and proud of it," onto Sylvia's stomach. So she couldn't finish it. She got tired. And then she had one of the neighborhood kids, 14-year-old Richard Hobbs, come and complete the job for her. So he came and finished carving "I'm a prostitute and proud of it" into Sylvia's stomach area. After he did that, Stupid Face's 10-year-old daughter, Shirley, heated up a bolt and then tried to burn an S into Sylvia's left breast. During the autopsy, it said that this S that she tried to carve into her breast, it looked like the number 3. And so when...
Because she was illiterate.
Yeah, very much so. And then when people asked about it, such as like the children, because I don't think adults... And you know what? Because they never reported if any other adults were going over there. But I kind of feel like maybe an adult or 10 went over there to see what was going on. But when she was asked, how did that get on her chest? She said, oh, she got that at a sex party. Like, when I say, like, Gertrude was really making it seem like Sylvia was coming in and out the house, going to have sex with people, doing all of these sexual things. She was making it seem like she was doing all of this stuff to these people. And no one ever was like, oh, I could see that.
Right.
You never saw her leave the house.
Right. Give me a break.
You think somebody that's wetting themselves and pooping in corners of the basement is going to walk around giving sexual favors and their body is mangled?
Give me a break. I'm through. For everybody who believed that lady, for everybody who just simply failed Sylvia, I'm through. Y'all need whatever y'all got that was bad for the rest of your life.
Okay.
You deserved it.
It's so hard. Air punch! So hard. Ew. Oh, I almost threw out my elbow air punching. Jesus. So days before Sylvia went on to glory, she told her sister Jenny that she could tell that she was getting close to the...
I'm finna get upset.
Yeah, she told her sister Jenny, I could tell that I'm about to, she's gonna kill me. I know it. And Cigarette Ash also knew it too. You can tell her body. She was malnourished. Her body is mangled. You can just tell. So to cover up her tracks, she forced Sylvia to write a note to her parents, telling her parents that she had run away with a group of boys. She was giving them sexual favors, and they beat her up and they mutilated her body. Yeah. Shortly after she had Sylvia write that note, Gertie Dirty told her children, yeah, I'm going to take her to the forest and leave her there to die. And Sylvia heard her say that. She heard her say that. And so in the midst of hearing her say that, she was like, just a last stitch effort to get out. She gathered all of the strength. She mustered all of it that she could in her little frail body and tried to escape. And she made it all the way out the house. And Gertrude saw her and pulled her right back in. And had Coy Hubbard, which was the boyfriend of her 15-year-old daughter, Stephanie, had Coy Hubbard come in and help her beat and torture Sylvia more. She stomped on her head. She kicked her in her genitals. She just beat her with a curtain rod. She really went in this time. So because of all the head injuries, being stomped in the head, kicked in the head, she couldn't talk. She couldn't talk coherently anymore. She, at this point, is completely incontinent. She cannot hold anything in. And her 12-year-old son, John Jr., was the one that was tasked to go and just hose down Sylvia while she was in the basement. While he was doing this, he was laughing at her and, just making fun of her. Sylvia would try to like run up the steps to try to get out. Gertrude would catch her, kick her in the head to get her back down in the basement. So at this point, she is about to pass away. She's about to pass away. The only person that showed her any compassion at this time, because this same person helped torture and abuse her and never said anything, was the Richard Hobbs boy, the guy that carved the "I'm a prostitute and proud of it" into her stomach. So he gave her a warm bath and he cleaned her up and put clean clothes on her, and he took her to a bedroom and he just laid her on the mattress because that's what Dookie Face told him to do. There she passed away. So October 26th, 1965, Sylvia Marie Likens was dead at 16. She had been tortured and starved for 3 months by the woman that her parents entrusted her and her sister with.
Where does the justice come in?
And I feel like it ain't really no dang on justice. So, when the cops came, because eventually they were like, oh, we should probably call the cops. Yeah. The cops came. Gertrude stuck to her story. Yes, she had ran away with some boys and was having sex with them. They beat her and manipulated her body.
Wow, bro.
Yeah. Paula, stupid ass, excuse my French, told the police, yeah, her death was meant to happen. Are you serious? It was meant to happen? She was crazy just like her mom. She was taught to be crazy just like her mom. And I look now. And then gonna turn around and tell Jenny, you're welcome to stay here with our family if you. Do you think that I'm about to? I just sat here, endured abuse from not only your mother but you as well. I have watched you literally torture my sister to death. Do you think that I want to stay in this house with you?
Right. Come on.
No. You're welcome to stay with our family if you want.
Yeah, why? So you could finish me off?
Okay.
Too? Like, seriously?
No, sir. So when the cops came there, Jenny was like, I'm singing like a Tweety Bird. She said, you get me out here and I'll tell you everything. Yeah.
So they got her out.
So she got out.
Yeah.
Gertrude, Paula, Stephanie, John Jr., Coy Hubbard, Richard Hobbs, and 5 other neighborhood kids were all arrested for the involvement of Sylvia's death. So when doctors did the autopsy, they were able to see everything that happened to her, what caused her death. So she had over 150 wounds on her body, including the carving on her stomach.
But Diana thought that was a joke, though. Give me a break.
She had a hole in her right wrist that went almost down to the bone, and they said it was likely from a cigarette, from them just continuing to burn and guess what? Gertrude was a smoker.
Of course she was.
Yeah. Her fingernails were broken. She had bitten through her bottom lip, almost separating it from her face.
Oh my gosh.
Her overall cause of death was a subdural hematoma to her right temple, shock and other injuries, and malnourishment.
Yeah.
So on May 25th, 1966.
What the kids get?
Let's see what these motherfudgers got. Gerd and Paula Banazuski were given a life sentence in prison.
Good.
Yeah, good for now. Richard Hobbs, Coy Hubbard, and John Baniszewski Jr. were given 2 to 21 years in prison at the Indiana Reformatory due to their ages.
Man, give me that. That's the thing that ticks me off. Like when you're a minor, when minors commit horrific crimes, and they're still given these slaps on the wrist for what they did because of their age. But their age did not have any factor in what they did to whoever or whatever it was that they committed that horrific crime against.
Yeah.
And they knew they were wrong when they did it. Like, don't.
And I had looked at an interview with, I think it was Richard Hobbs. Mm-hmm. And the police asked him, like, well, why did you do it? Why did you do it? He said, oh, because Gertrude told me to. Are you serious? Are you serious?
You need
this is why kids also can say no.
Yeah. He knew he could say no.
Can say no. But he knew he could say no. Wanted to join in because Gertrude told me.
Period.
Because I would have been like, Gertrude, you sound crazy. I'm not having any involvement in it. And I'm going to go to the cops and sing like a Tweety Bird. That's what would have happened. I'm not joining in because you asked. You told me to.
Throw him under the jail.
Right. And Gertrude is tiny. They could have tossed her little ass all across the street. Okay?
That's why I'm surprised. Freaking, didn't nobody fight back on this.
So here's where you can do some more air punches. So yeast infection and Paula were retried in September.
Why?
In September of 1971 due to not receiving a fair trial. And this time around,
Sylvia didn't receive a fair trial.
Sylvia received nothing fair at all.
Okay, so come on with it.
Yeah. So Paula pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter and was released in December of 1972. She literally spent absolutely maybe 6 years. 6 years. 6 years. And she had numerous escape attempts from the prison.
So
and you still let her out. You didn't add nothing. You were just like, oh, okay, yeah, we gonna go ahead and let you out. That's fine. So when Paula got out, she changed her name from Baniszewski to Paula Pace. She became a teacher's aide in Iowa.
Ah, nah.
Right.
So she working with kids, bruh.
And then in 2012, she was fired when the school found out her real identity.
I know she was.
So hard as it should have been. At the time of Paula's arrest, she was pregnant. Remember I told you she was overweight and pregnant. She gave birth to a daughter that was put up for adoption, and she later went on to have 2 children with her husband. I don't think that that's fair because you didn't give Sylvia a fair chance at anything. As for Gertis Blow, she received another first-degree murder charge and spent the next 14 years in the Indiana Women's Prison.
Only 14?
Only 14. So it was the 6 years plus the 14.
So just 20 years.
When she had a life sentence.
How old was she when she got out?
So we get into that. So she spent the next 14 years in prison. And in the prison, they described her as a den mother. How? Because she wasn't very mothering to the 2 children that she fostered because their parents needed to go make money for their family. So how was she a den mother? Yeah, lies. Despite angry protest and them collecting 40,000 signatures to stop her parole,
she still got parole.
Gertrude Baniszewski was released in December of 1985.
How old was she?
She was, I don't know how old she was. I can't do the math quick.
37. She was probably like 40s, late 40s.
Yeah.
Early 50s. Man.
Yeah. So when she got out, she changed her name to Nadine Van Fausen and moved to Iowa.
Man.
She died of lung cancer in 1990 at age 61. Good
riddance, but that's still too easy and too good.
Yeah, you had a life sentence. How did you go from a life sentence to a few slices of years in prison? Don't like it.
Now here's me. I'm a spiritual human being, but I feel like, if I was Sylvia, I would ask God to please let me just go ahead and go back and haunt them until they die.
Please.
Can I just please show up in their dreams every single night, looking the way that I looked when they killed me?
Please.
And let me just not let them ever get any sleep ever.
Ever. You're never. Let me tell you something. If I was a ghost, you know what I would do? Everything.
Yeah.
You ain't get no sleep.
No sleep.
Your food is always going to be tossed in the garbage disposal.
Every time.
So you're going to have to spend a crap ton of money. You better hope that I don't catch it if you going through somebody's drive-through.
Right.
Because that's getting knocked on the ground.
Because you're going to have to starve. Because I starve.
Okay. I'm going to make sure that burns are etched into your skin.
Yeah.
As you try to slumber.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure that your fingernails catch onto the bed sheets and break off.
Yes. They deserved all of that and then some.
And them
every
some.
last one of them that partook in the physical abuse.
My thing is, as you get older and you become an adult and you think on your experiences in your childhood.
Right.
You don't be thinking dang, that was messed up, but is something wrong with me? I
Seriously,
need to go get some therapy.
To this day, I still feel bad if I ever made a joke about somebody or did just something that was just little kid me.
Yes.
I still feel bad about that. And y'all sit up there and killed somebody. And I don't even care. The kids that paid the 5 cents, they helped kill.
Yeah, because you sat there and watched and you funded.
Everybody helped kill Sylvia.
Yes.
I can't see myself being knowing that I paid 5 cents to go downstairs and look at somebody who was sitting up there dying before my eyes.
Oh.
And I helped. I cannot think that I'm an okay human being.
No, not at all. I would have nightmares. I can't even watch a scary movie and it looks a little too real without running down the hallway after I turn off the light. Let alone be involved and, here's my 5 cents. I just came to see the tortured body. No, I can't even do that.
There's just literally no way.
At all. On to the rest of the people that didn't really get any kind of punishment. 15-year-old Stephanie Benazuski. She wasn't charged.
Of course.
But she did become the state's witness and she was released. She moved to Florida. She changed her name to Stephanie Sirikstad. And she had several children of her own.
And I hope people know who she is. I hope that people found out who she was.
Yeah.
I do. I don't care. I'm sorry.
And you know what? I bet because it probably, I don't know if it weighs heavy on their conscience. Some people block things out so that they don't have to ever think about it. But when you start having children, you don't think, dang, what if somebody did my kid?
Right.
You don't think about that? You don't think that karma comes back and chews on your left and right butt cheek?
I hope that.
You don't think that? Stupid. Right. Stupid. So Gertie's other children were all placed in foster care temporarily until they went into the care of their father. So as far as Miss Jenny Likens, she went on to marry. She had 2 children. Mm-hmm. She spent years on medication because she suffers from extreme anxiety because she literally watched her sister be tortured to death.
How can she not?
Yes. And then it said she never blamed her parents for what happened.
She better than me.
Do you know the questions that I would have had? Mama, Daddy, where were you? Mama, Daddy, did you ever think about us? Mama, Daddy, why didn't you ever come check as often as you should? Mama, Daddy, what made you think that we couldn't take care of ourselves at home? Because we had an 18-year-old brother, and I'm 16 and he's 15. I know how to cook. I can sew. You guys could have just sent the money and left us at home.
Exactly.
Diana, why didn't you come and do your part? Is it that you were trying to be a perfect wife to your husband? Is it that you didn't want to be bothered with us?
That's it.
Is it because you felt like you needed to give us some kind of financial support and you didn't want to do that and share that with us? Why? No, I'm not going to just let my parents off the hook. Why did you do it? Huh?
No, they don't deserve to be let off the hook at all.
No. Why? That's my question. So look, kudos to Jenny Likens for being like, I don't. That's all
big
on her.
That's very
but
big of her.
I am very little. I am smaller than an ant. I am not big at all because I'm asking questions. I just feel like it's about holding people accountable. Yes. And I do understand that in times of struggle, in times of need, sometimes people choose things that do not. They're not helpful to the family. You're making these decisions because you're wanting to help us, but it doesn't benefit us with you just going off and people are too trusting. Mm-hmm. It seems like people were real trusting back then. I barely want my children going over anybody's house.
Right. I know that this is not a dig to care.com, but even websites like care.com where you can go on the website and find a babysitter. I'm just super wary of something like that. I can't see myself going online to find
a babysitter. And let me tell you something. I have been looking for child care, like a nanny or a babysitter. And I did go on care.com and I went on sittercity.com. Mm-hmm. And I quickly was like, I don't think I'm going to do this.
You can't 100% trust that they have been fully vetted.
No. You can't even trust daycares for real with because they can shake your kid. So many
videos of them failing
or
kids
other
too.
Children because they're short-staffed.
Yeah.
They have to leave kids alone and then other children are beating up on other children.
It's sad in the world right now. I mean, it's just been sad in the world, obviously, at least since the 40s.
Oh. Well, girl, since longer than that. Since the beginning of time.
Just ridiculous.
We just been doing crazy, crazy stuff. So, guys, that is the story of Sylvia Marie Likens. May she rest in peace. May all of the others rot in hell.
Ooh, that was scary.
I'm sorry.
Girl.
I'm sorry. So sorry. That was my sick throat. That was my sick throat doing that.
But
so sorry. But yeah, may all the others kick rocks with open toe sandals.
Yeah.
And may they always have splinters
on the real
in their feet and in their hands
and in their eyes.
And in their eyes. Yes, because we don't condone that. We don't. So guys, we hope that I don't even want to say I hope you enjoyed it, but I hope you enjoyed this week's show.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, you can always email us at
thenosyhenspodcast@gmail.com.
Yes. And you can also visit us on all of the socials.
We're probably under just the Nosy Hens Podcast.
Yeah. For y'all. So we love you guys for tuning in. Until next week. Do you have anything that you need to say or any accomplishments?
No, I just love you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes. So hard. Okay, guys, until next week. Have a good one.